Dylan Noble shooting. My thoughts. This was justified. There is no doubt about it. This was fucking justified. The Fresno cops, as I watched them, they told him to put his hands up. Now, I don't know why they pulled him over. Could have been for a number of reasons. He had some old beat-up pickup truck. He come out, and he had one hand behind his back, and they told him multiple times, hey, we need to see your hand. He wouldn't let him see his hands, and he yelled something at the cops, and the cops shot him. Looks like to me it was suicide by cop. I don't know, maybe he had some depressive shit going on, and he didn't want to live no more. So, and you know, the parents are coming out, and I don't know what they're saying, but, you know, I'm sorry for the loss of their son, but it's got to occur to them that maybe he wanted to die. This looked like suicide by cop. He would, you know, the cops yelled at him like 8 or 10 times. Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. And he kept whipping out his hand like he had something. Now, he was unarmed, but he kept whipping out his hand like he wanted the cops to think that he had something. Suicide by cop. Pure justified. This was justified. No doubt in my brain. This was justified. No doubt in my head. And I'm sorry for the loss of the 19-year-old son, the parents, you know. But maybe he had some depressive problems going on. Maybe he didn't want to live no more. I don't know what was going on in his head. This was justified. They didn't know if he had a weapon or not. And if you want to get a comment from Sean King on Twitter about this shooting, good luck. He only comments when blacks die. He's a racist, but he's a race baiter, so you ain't gonna get. And this was a white guy, so you ain't gonna get no. You ain't gonna get nothing from Sean King. I messaged Sean King on Twitter to try to get an opinion from him, and he just ignored me. So he didn't block me, but he ignored me. So nothing from Sean King. He's a fucking race baiter. But anyway. The Dylan Noble shooting was justified. It looked like it was suicide by cop. I guess he wanted to die. I don't know what was going on in his head. We'll never know what's going on in his head because there's a saying out there, and I firmly believe this. This is why I don't believe in lie detector tests. Lie detector tests are bullshit. Trying to say that we can tell if your brain's going to memory or a state of imagination. That's a crock of shit. Your mind is your own. The only one that knows what's inside your head is God and you. That's it. That's between you and God. So between him and God, I don't know what was going on inside his head, but I think he wanted to commit suicide. And what's a better way to do it than get shot by the cops? So, I mean, I'm sorry for what happened, and I'm sorry for the parents, and I'm sorry for anybody that, you know, if he had any siblings or whatever. I send my condolences. But this shooting was justified. Purely, with no doubt in my mind. I'm guessing he wanted to commit suicide. They told him like 10 times, "Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands." They didn't know what he had. They didn't know what he had in his hands. You know, he kept moving his hands around. He noticed at the very beginning he was walking away from the vehicle when they told him to stop and lay on the ground. He didn't lay on the ground. He wouldn't do it. All I'm saying, Dylan Noble, justified. Dylan Noble shooting, justified.